3. Operation of superstructure. 3.1. Getting into and out of operator's cab. Before getting into and out of the operator's cab, attention shall be paid. 1. Do not jump up and off the machine. Do not use any control lever as aid for hands. You shall remove soil, oil fouling, and water on all pedals, handrails, and shoes at any time. 2. Prior to entering in superstructure operator's cab, the turntable lock device must be disconnected and ensure no any load on the superstructure when leaving. Make the turntable lock pin at the lock state. 3.2. The extraction of main hook. The extraction of main hook is as follows. 1. Extend out outriggers and set the crane level. 2. Enter into the operator's cab to check whether all switches are at the neutral position. 3. Turn on the lock switch to give the power supply to the system. This switch can be used to start the engine, and turn on the master control switch. 4. Slightly lower the main winch to make the original tight rope loose. 5. Remove the clamp pin to carry out the lifting and lowering operation of the main hook, featuring with a certain tension on the rope in case of loose coil on the main winch. For this action, sometimes you shall use the compulsory switch to get rid of the height limit. 6. Luffing up until the main hook is away from the turntable, you shall remove the fixing rope, located between the main hook and the chassis. 7. Slowly lift the main hook and rotate the turntable for the next operation. 3.3. Instruction of superstructure operation. The left handle controls boom telescoping, auxiliary hook block lifting up and down, and slewing. The right one controls main hook block lifting up and down, boom luffing. Operating through the lever to luff up or down the boom, pull the right handle right and left if you want to make it. And its luffing speed shall be controlled by control handle and throttle, in which attention shall be paid to the following items. 1. Only vertical load hosting is permitted. Do not drag a load horizontally. 2. Do not exceed the boom luffing angle limit value. 3. During the start and stop of luffing operation, do conduct the operation slowly. In the luffing down process, pay attention to overload and prevent the luffing down overload situation. Before conducting slewing movement, make sure whether the mechanical lock device had been disconnected. If you pull the left handle to the right, the turntable should turn right. If you pull the left handle to the left, it should turn left. Attention! Before the start of slewing operation, you shall check and make sure that the outrigger base is in accordance with the acquired value. Before slewing operation, check whether there is overload working condition in the whole operation process. Make sure of the sufficient workspace. Operate slewing action slowly and stably. After pressing the master control switch tens, the boom will telescope out if pushing forward the left handle, and it will retract back if pulling it backward. The speed shall be regulated by the movement of handle and the throttle. Telescoping the load shall be strictly forbidden. Attention! Hoisting operation shall be conducted to make the height of hoisting hook suitable during the extension and retraction of boom. Press main control switch and push the right handle forward to lower the main hook. Pull the right handle backward to lift it up. After pressing main control switch, with telescopic auxiliary winch changeover switch also pressed, push the left handle forward to lower the auxiliary hook. Pull the left handle backward to lift it. Note: 1. Do not violently pull up the control handle of the lifting mechanism. 2. Before the lifting operation, check the hook to make sure whether it is normal before lifting. If the lifting load does not leave the ground, leave it from the ground only with luffing up operation rather than telescopic operation. 3. Depending on the length of lifting boom, select the appropriate wire rope rate according to the lifting performance table. 4. If the lifting hook rotates due to winding of wire rope, the wire rope shall be unrolled fully before lifting. 5. Vertically lifting the load is only allowed rather than dragging the load on the ground to prevent side load. 6. If the load does not leave the ground completely, slowly operate the handle and then accelerate only when the load leaves the ground. 7. Pay attention to the wire rope of the reel while operating hoisting. 2 actions can be carried out during operation. 3.4. Use of pulley at the boom end. Single pulley at the boom end shall be applied to lift the relatively lighter load. Although the weight of load that is capable to lift is limited, the lifting time will be obviously shortened to improve the lifting boom working efficiency as single rope is used. For single pulley at boom end, only auxiliary lifting system wire rope, and auxiliary hook shall be used for lifting operation. For auxiliary hoisting operation, specific steps as follows. 1. Extend out the crane outriggers and level the crane. 2. Rotate the turntable to the lateral and rear side of the frame to lower the boom completely. 3. Pull out the clamp pin and then the insert pin 2. 4. Rotate the single pulley at the boom head to the front around the inserted pin 1. 5. Align the insert pin hole on the pulley frame at the boom head with the corresponding mounting hole on the head of boom, and then insert the plug pin 2. 6. Insert the clip pin to fix the pulley on the head of boom. 7. Hang the wire rope of auxiliary lifting system over the pulley at the top of the boom and the single pulley at the boom head. Retract the single pulley at the boom head in a reverse order for the mounting step. 3.5. Use of jib. Jib shall be mounted as follows. 1. Retract the main boom completely and then lower it at the rear side of the crane. 2. Dismantle the pin 1 on the jib and rotate the jib around the plug pin 2 to align the jib pin hole with the boom pin hole and then assemble the plug pin A. 3. Remove the plug pin 2 and rotate the whole jib around the pin shaft A to align the pinhole on the other side of jib with the corresponding pinhole on the main boom and then assemble the plug pin B. 4. Remove the wire rope from the intermediate pulley at the head of the main boom. 5. Reeve the wire rope through the jib roller and the pulley at the head of jib. 6. Install the height limit switch and connect the plug on the jib with a connector socket on the head of boom. 7. Install the auxiliary hook. Adjust the angle of installation of the jib. Install the jib under 0 degree state and then lower the jib until the head touches the ground. Dismantle the pin on the connecting plate and put it in the corresponding 15 degree or 30 degree hole. 8. Slowly lift the boom to make the jib at the working state. Take the auxiliary hook out of the auxiliary hook bucket vertically. Then, release the auxiliary wire rope from the auxiliary winch to reeve the wire rope through the pulley at the boom end. Wind the auxiliary wire rope on the wedge rope groove and then assemble them into the wedge sleeve, and mount the rope clip and tighten the nuts. By aligning the wedge sleeve mounting hole with the mounting hole on the top of the auxiliary hook, assemble the pin and fix it with the cotter pin. Retraction steps are opposite to the removal ones. 3.6. Wire rope rates changing over. The wire rope rates changing over is as follows. 1. Extend out outriggers and retract completely the lifting boom, and then slew it to the lateral or the rear end. 2. Lower the boom and place the hook on the ground. 3. Remove clamp pin and take out pin shaft to disengage wedge socket from top boom section. 4. Release the rope clip nuts to push the wire rope and wedge out of the wedge sleeve. 5. Release and remove the rope shaft on the top boom and retract the wire rope from the pulley groove on the hook. 6. Dismantle the ballast of the overwinding protective device. 7. Re-reeve the wire rope according to the required rate. 8. Assemble the rope sleeve at the end of the wire rope and fasten it with the rope clip. 9. Fix the rope sleeve on the hoisting hook or the boom according to corresponding ratio. Specific attention shall be paid to hang up the wire rope. 1. Where the rope socket at the rope end should be installed depending on odd-even variation rate. When the rate is even, install the rope socket into the boom. When the rate is odd, install the rope socket onto the hook block. 2. Where the weight of overwind protection device should be installed depending on odd-even variation of rate. When the rate is even, install the weight onto the rope branch with wedge sleeve. When the rate is odd, install the weight onto the branch of neighboring rope. 3.7 Shutdown. Stop the crane as follows. 1. If jib is used, retract the boom and lower it to the rear of crane. 2. Remove the auxiliary hook and place it into the auxiliary hook cylinder at right of the boom bracket. 3. When auxiliary wire rope retracts by the control handle, fix its head at the edge of the rear box on the turntable. 4. Retract the jib and fix it at one side of boom. 5. If the jib is not used, from this step, operate the handle to make the boom slowly close to the boom bracket, with main wire rope retracted simultaneously. 6. After the main rope is retracted to a proper length, let the boom lean against the bracket and fix the main hook block to chassis platform plate. 7. Operate panel and retract outriggers. 8. Press the stop switch to shut down the engine. Pull out the key and disconnect the power switch and reset all other switches to off state. 9. Shut the operator's cab and lock it. 10. Lock the locking device on the turntable.